All right, everybody. We're back with the NHGA interview series here as we prepare for golf courses in New Hampshire to open on May 11th. I'm joined by Jordan Hollenbeck of ForeUP Golf. Thanks for joining me, Jordan.
Hi, Kate. It's great to be
Um,
here.
so why don't you just dive in and tell me a little bit about what ForeUP does and can provide to our courses?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say we kind of fall into two different buckets: technology and marketing. So what most people are going to know us for is a point of sale, tee sheet, food and beverage, member billing, things like that. But we also provide email marketing, or some people just use us to make them a website. So we can really do a lot of things. I think what's probably going to be most beneficial for your members, especially some of the smaller ones, is that we can provide tee sheets. I know that a lot of the new orders, with opening means that you have to take bookings ahead of time and pre-bookings, all sorts of stuff like that. So we can definitely handle those aspects, and I think that's what's probably going to be most relevant for people listening to this.
Sure. So say some of the smaller courses in New Hampshire might not have a website, but they might have a Facebook page. Could they still use the tee sheet aspect of what ForeUp does?
Right. And I think that's the case for some folks still. There's no website out there. This is surprising amount of people who don't have that. So yeah, we can provide a digital tee sheet, and sorry, you can probably hear my kids downstairs.
That's okay. Yeah.
So we can provide a digital tee sheet, and they can allow their customers to book that. They can put a link on their Facebook page. They can even put a link on like the local municipal, might have activities, and they can click on golf and they can have a link there. So they can put it in a lot of different places. And for what it's worth, I want to say that a lot of smaller facilities have always been like, well, we never needed an electronic tee sheet because you can always just walk up here. You can walk up. We don't need a tee sheet. And I would say that's not why you get a tee sheet. Your locals are going to keep on coming in the same way they always have. The reason you're going to get a tee sheet is because, if I've got a kid home from college and they're trying to, find a golf course, if it's not here, then they're off to the next competition that has that. So, the NGF estimates you can, get about another 10% just by booking online.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you get an online tee sheet. So on top of all the COVID regulations, it also just really seems to make sense. And for what it's worth, we can also help build a website. We've got a whole team that just does that. And so, that website is yours. It's the course's property. It's always going to stay with them. We can help them, switch things around on the back end and kind of manage it, or we can show them how they can manage it too. So you don't need a website for sure to get started. That doesn't have to be a stumbling block, but moving forward, it certainly makes sense.
Sure. I mean, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic with the restrictions in New Hampshire, where you're kind of being almost required to call the golf course ahead of time to book a tee time, could be easier for them to have the online tee sheet. That way people can go online and do it themselves. So.
Thank you, Kate. That's a great point. I mean, I was at a course yesterday. I couldn't talk for more than 90 seconds without the phone blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everyone watching this is going to be doing a lot of this. It's crazy right now. So reducing the call volume is certainly a big one. And I've seen some courses say, hey, save $2, book online.
Mm-hmm.
They can entice customers to book online. And the nice part about that is that when a customer does book online, they're putting their first name, their last name, their email. That customer then becomes in a growing database that you get to keep. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to reaching out to people for, Father's Day or gift cards this Christmas, instead of having just 80 members or so emails, now you can have, a few thousand customers over the course of one season. So that's where some of the marketing can get to be beneficial.
Absolutely. One of my other follow-up questions to that is, with the online tee sheet, can you set required fields like phone number or state of residence? Because in New Hampshire, only New Hampshire residents or members of that club can actually pay the course here in New Hampshire. So they kind of need a way to monitor that and who's booking those tee times.
Great. I love it. So yes, that's your call as a course. You can make phone number, zip code, state, first name, email. You can make all of those things required, or just several of those things, or just first, last, and that's it. Mm-hmm. So it really is up to you as a course. Again, for marketing purposes, I've seen things like code be really beneficial down the line, because if you might want to spend, say, $100 this Christmas on a Facebook ad, you
Mhm.
can just target the zip codes that you have on file that you've kind of accumulated over the season. So yeah, that's all completely your prerogative as a course. You make the call, you make the business call, whether or not that's something you want to include or not.
Excellent. Yeah. And what's the cost behind some of these services that you provide?
Yeah, I would say that it's pretty affordable on the scale of things. Again, when you're having to purchase some things for the golf course, like a tablecloth or fixing the grill on a golf cart, that's money you're not really ever going to see again. But this is actually an ROI behind it. So we usually look at about a 3 or 4x ROI. So for every dollar you pay TSnap, you should be looking at about 3 or 4 in return. And it's a monthly cost. We recognize most courses, we're in New England, we're not going to pay it all at once. So it's a monthly cost for really just what you use. If you don't want to use us for a point of sale, and you don't want to use us, you already have a website, you can really just use us as a tee sheet only.
Mhm.
And for things like that, it's 150 a month. And that's really pretty affordable, considering if we can just help you get 5 bookings, that's paid for itself already. You'll probably get more like 25 throughout the month. And for what it's worth, if people listening to this are part of the New Hampshire State Golf Association, it's more like 120 per month instead of 150, which it would normally be. So hopefully that kind of helps make things a little easier.
Yeah, absolutely. And just from a technology standpoint, what does a course kind of need to have in place already? Really just a computer with internet access, or what do they need to run this?
Yeah, so we are cloud based. And the reason, a lot of people probably know that term, but why it's important for a golf course is because, there's no server, no wires, no IT guy. It's just, easy to go. It's like Netflix. It can run on your laptop computer here. It can run on your desktop. It can run on your phone, your tablet. You really just need a Chrome browser, and that will help launch it. So I was talking to someone on the phone the other day, and they were saying, hey, what's this going to take? What do I need to do? And I said, hey, go to Chrome, type in foreupsoftware.com. I gave him a login, and he's like, oh, is this your demo? And I'm like, no, that's what it looks like. In theory, it was a demo system, but that's what it would look like. So the infrastructure is really minimum, which is a big deal, because a lot of folks in golf, a lot of operators, they got in the game in the 70s and 80s. So, they're a little bit, they've got a lot of experience, but technology might not be something they're as comfortable with. So when
Mhm.
you talk about springboarding into something new, just typing in a browser, that's about as easy as you can get.
Yep, exactly. We've had experience with that as the gym platform kind of switched over. And it's so nice to just say it's a website that you can go to. Very
Right.
easy. Yeah,
Yeah,
really
that's been a
appreciate that.
big benefit for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So just talking about downtime, we're seasonal up here, obviously, and some courses just completely shut down in the winter. And might not have means to pay for up golf for the services during that time, especially if they have a website that's ongoing. Do you guys have something that can help them out with that?
Yeah, we do actually. So you have the ability to pay just over the months that you're open. We can consolidate payments like that, and then we can also maybe add 1 or 2 other payments in like December and January when your members are signing back up again, or when you'll have Christmas revenue. So we can really work with you in a variety of ways to make sure that you're not being charged when you don't have any cash flow.
Mhm.
The other thing that we can provide, I know trade is a 5-letter word for a lot of golf courses, but we're not Golf Now, so we're not going to cannibalize the same customers who went there to try to go somewhere else. That's all your business. You don't see trade in any of the third-party websites. It's just your own website that people will see that available. They always see rack rates at first. We don't put giant fireballs on it or anything like that. And we also don't discount more than, 25 or 30%. We really, this is possible. So for some people, they're like, never trade, not going to do it. And I love that. That's fine. And, for that case, we've got a very affordable cash model with very flexible months. But for some people who might want to explore it, it is vastly different from something like Golf Now, and would at least mean that you're not really paying anything out of pocket. And again, that you're really just having to pay for the system during the time you're open. You're still getting it 365 a year. Or you can do a hybrid of both. You can kind of switch halfway. So we really do have a lot of different models. And my encouragement would be, I know everything is crazy right now, but give me a call. I can walk you through the pricing very quickly and try to give you, an idea of what it would look like for your particular course.
Perfect. And then the last question, I think you just touched on it, is are you the person to be in touch with for courses in New Hampshire?
Yeah, this is it. This is me. So I'm the best point of contact for you. Unfortunately, I would love to say I'm a New Hampshire, I'm a Vermonter. So at least I'm not like a Californian, right?
Right.
So yeah, I'm over here in Vermont, and but I have been talking with Matt Schmidt and our own Matt Schmidt over here, John Goodchild. So I know we're really kind of all in this together. I know New England is kind of making moves together, and Vermonters are going to be golfing. They're just like Massachusetts folks are. And yes, I'm the face. I'd love to talk more and see if we can help each other.
Awesome. Thank you, Jordan.
It was great to speak today. Yeah. All right.
All right.
Cheers.
Thanks.